It is Monday night, and we are live once again in the Zone Racing, bringing you the sixth round of the SD Ireland Cancer Research Fund Late Model Shootout Series tonight. It is the Shock I 12 Racing 125 from Irwindale, and we are on the inner track here at Irwindale, the 1/3 mile, and we're going to put all of these top short track racers on iRacing on one of the toughest racetracks that we got, and it is the little tiny bull ring here at Irwindale Speedway. I'm Jeff Bide Jr. We got Eric Myers with us in the broadcast booth, and he is flipping all the cameras tonight, trying to bring us a top-notch broadcast.
Try to do my best for us, Jeff. I gotta make sure I'm not too loud for the fans there at home, and I think we're gonna have a good one tonight.
Yeah, I think it's we've seen some really good racing here previously. I looked it up. We had 2 cautions for 10 laps in the last race that we had here for the late model shootout series. So we've had some struggles with some of our races staying green, and I think tonight's one of those ones we might actually see it go green for a bit.
You know, Jeff, I think this has a really good possibility of being a very rough race or a really good one. In the past, we've seen some really good races here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another really good race here. But like I said, it is the smallest track that I think we go to on iRacing, other than that one time we decided to do that one race at Atlanta Legends Oval in the Super Series. Probably, what was that, about 5 years ago now? But I'm excited, Jeff. Everyone loves some good short track racing, and I think we'll see some hurt feelings tonight and some hot tempers.
Yeah, we've seen that the last couple weeks. Tempers are starting to flare, and guys are starting to find some people that maybe they have some issues with, and we've kind of seen as we've moved to more of the short tracks and stuff, we're seeing a lot more contact, and we're looking at the board right now. Dylan Bates, quick time so far in practice, 13.812 for Dylan Bates. Alex McCollum looks very fast, but bad news for Alex. He is coming off of a suspension. Had a incident at South Boston that got him suspended, and he has returned, but he is going to have an EOL tonight. So doesn't matter how Alex qualifies, he's going to start at the rear of the field. 13.833 right now for Alex, so he does have some speed. Hugo Paquette's third quickest in practice. He's got a 13.834, so just about all of our guys here in the top 5 in the 8s. It is very tight from 1st through 5th, even back to Donald Clark in 6th. He is just about a 10th off of Dylan Bates.
Yeah, Jeff, like you were saying, go back to McCollum. Had that unfortunate incident a few weeks ago. Took last week off due to a mandatory vacation. But that being said, qualifying still does matter for him. He can pick up a few bonus points, but at the end of the day, or at the end of qualifying, he'll go to the rear of the field, assuming he actually qualifies in.
Crystal Clark in the chat with us. Remember, if you're watching with us right now, leave us a comment. Let us know who you're cheering for tonight. Make sure you like and share the stream. It helps us out a ton. Get the word out that In the Zone Racing is live. It's Monday night. Not a lot going on in the racing world. We're starting to get into that winter season, so make sure you share it up. Let people know we got some racing going on tonight.
We are getting towards that time of the year, unfortunately, where things start to wind down. At least we got virtual race cars, man. We got virtual race cars. We got great weather all year round in iRacing, and the good thing is it's no rain yet.
Well, it looks like we're going to have about 30 drivers with us. I think we expect to see Elliot Carlson here in the final moments. It's going to give us 31 that are going to attempt to qualify for this field. We're only going to start 24 in the feature. This is a tiny little racetrack, so just 24 going to make it. So it'll be an interesting B main. We're going to take 16 straight out of qualifying. So qualifying is going to be very, very important tonight. You're going to want to make sure you nail your qualifying lap. Try to avoid that B main at all costs. And then we're going to have a 25-lap B main. We're going to take 8 cars out of that B main. And then that will give us our 24-car field tonight. Is just about a minute and a half left of practice remaining.
Yeah, a little bit over a minute here left. And going back to what you're saying there, that B main will have... Looks like, unless we get a very late entry here, we'll have about 14 or 15 cars here doing some rough math in that one and taking the top 8. Only 25 laps, but caution laps do not count. However, they are limited to, I believe it is 10 minutes or 12 minutes, Jeff.
Yeah, we actually bumped that up to 15. We're going to go 25 laps or 15 minutes tonight. Give them a little bit extra time. We've timed out in a lot of our B mains at 12 minutes, so we're going to give them a couple extra minutes to try to sort it out. But that is if we have one B main. Looks like we're going to stick with a one B main tonight rather than going to two. We'll probably see twin B mains tomorrow night for the Challenger Series. The car counts have been absolutely insane in the Challenger Series. I mean, we're seeing 40 to 45 drivers a night trying to make those races, and tomorrow should be very interesting as well. It's going to be a very tight qualifying session both nights.
Yeah, I think so, Jeff. Unfortunately, we always talk about, well, I won't say me, but you and Bill always talk about, unfortunately, Bill's not with us tonight due to internet issues, but the Challenger Series has been the cleaner of the two series, and we've seen the last few weeks that the racing has not been quite as clean as it could be. So I'm actually really interested to see what happens tomorrow night on this short little bull ring.
Yeah, we've been trying to get our Challenger Series drivers calmed down just a bit. They've been a little out of control the last couple of weeks. So penalties have been handed down. Remember, ITZR, we're all about trying to keep the racing as clean as possible, and we want to see a good hard racing, but not a lot of cautions. And we're kind of seeing things change a little bit this season. The Challenger Series, a lot of cautions. We're trying to clean that up, and our penalty system is starting to take its toll on some of these drivers as well. So once they cause a caution and go to the rear of the field in the race, they also get a penalty point for the season. And once they rack up too many points, they got to sit out a race. So we're going to start seeing that come into effect here in the coming weeks. As cars have taken to the racetrack for qualifying, these guys are going to have 3 minutes to turn their best 2 laps, and we're going to take 16 straight out of qualifying into the feature event. Del Mere's quickest so far goes top of the board, 14.020 for Del Mere's.
Yeah, Del Mere's quick time so far. Eric Tracy pops in behind him there. Not too far off, ran at 06 to Mere's is at 02. Still waiting to see what some of our quick guys from practice can do here. Some laps from Hugo, Paquette, McComb. See where they end up. Right now, Del Mere's still on the pole. We've had about, I'm sorry, here my timing and scoring thing is not exactly being friendly with me. 17 cars so far have taken time, so.
Daniel Pope to the top of the board, 13.999. Now he's bumped by Dylan Bates. Bates with a 13.882. Now we see Hugo go second. Landon Huffman third, bumps Daniel Pope back to fourth. Axum to fourth now is going to bump Pope back. So Del Mere's just went from first to sixth and just a split second.
Yeah, a little bit trying to do about 4 things here at once, so I'm sorry for a little bit of a lull on the stream here. Having a little bit of issues. For whatever reason, the timing and scoring is showing everyone out of order. So we're trying to get that fixed here, but also trying to broadcast and get everything working right here. But so far I'm not seeing any cars on track. Hugo just out here doing some practice laps, it looks like. Actually, it looks like we got Brett Suggs on track.
Alex McCollum also trying to get a lap in. He has not completed a lap, and just about 30 seconds left. So these guys got to get on it. Just enough time to put 2 laps in if they go now.
Brett
Christian
Suggs.
Peterson, CP23, goes 4th fastest.
Brett Suggs goes up to 17th. I don't think he'll be too happy with that one. They're looking at Alex McCollum here on the stream, see if this is his lap.
As Suggs, that's going to put him out. McCollum is going to go second quick. That's going to bump Peyton Howell to the bubble right there in 16th position. So that's going to put Jonathan Dickerman out. Dickerman will end up being on the pole of a B main. If this holds right now, we're still waiting for Cole Cabre, Colby Bryant, and Elliott Carlson to turn laps.
Looks like Avery's not going to get a lap in. Across the line there at the last second, but he got big time loose there. You guys saw it on the live stream. Not the best qualifying effort from him. He'll be starting our B main here in 13th. We'll see if he can transfer in. And on the pole, Jeff, Jonathan Dickerman.
Yeah, Jonathan Dickerman going to be in a good spot here in this B main. We're going to take 8 cars. He's starting on the pole, so he's got 7 cars between him and being out of this field. So he's going to start off in a great spot. On the outside of him, going to start second tonight will be the 33 of Brett Suggs.
On the inside of row number 2, Jeff. we have the 81 of the Ravishing One, Rick Rube, and on his outside, last week's B-Main winner, Shane Bedford.
Tom Dreiling in the 11 car going to start 5th tonight in the B-Main. On the outside of him will be the 117. That's Tad Douglas.
And the row behind him is going to be 212 of Jonathan Sanford, and on his outside, the 78, brand new paint job of Aaron Johnson.
That's going to put Kyle Martinson in the 9th position. He's going to be on the outside looking in to start this race. On the outside of him in the 72, that's Bladen Edwards.
Row behind them is the 00 of Joey Fernandez, and on his outside is Uncle Peter, Peter Fisher.
Cool Cabre will start... Cool Cabry, actually, sorry, will start 13th tonight. Elliot Carlson, we're waiting to see if he's going to grid. He would be scheduled to start 14th, but it looks like we might not get him for tonight's B-Main.
Oh,
there he is. Elliot Carlson will join us for the B-Main, and then starting 15th on the field, Colby Bryant in the number 9. So 15 cars for this B-Main. We are taking just 8 to the feature event.
Just the top 8. Caution laps do not count. As Jeff mentioned a little bit earlier, I was mistaken. We get a little bit of extra time this week for this B-Main. And in chat, Del Mears, woohoo, I made it. Yes, you did, Del. Great job qualifying.
Yeah, great lap for Del. Gets his way straight into the feature event. That takes some pressure off, not having to run one of these B-Mains. I mean, we're going to send a couple cars home here. We're going to send about 6 cars home. So that's a lot of pressure going into this one. 7 cars going home tonight.
Yeah, 7 cars. This B-Main, Jeff, is absolutely stacked with people like Aaron Johnson, Rick Rube, Carl Martinson, Peter Fisher, Cole Cabry. This B-Main is going to be exciting. A lot of strong drivers that didn't qualify well. Pace car is about to pull off here, I believe, and we're about to see who's going to make it into tonight's feature.
Yeah, there's like 4 drivers in this field that are top 10 in points coming into tonight, so it's going to be very important for them to make it into this show. Jonathan Dickerman going to take us green, and looks like Brett Suggs going to wrestle the lead away from him on the outside. Suggs going to be clear into turn 3, and we got a new race leader, Brett Suggs, here in the B-Main, going to take over this one.
Impressive move by Brett Suggs. They're taking the lead on the outside, something you don't see that often in iRacing. We got a little bit of contact here. It looks like between the 117 of Tad Douglas, 3 wide back here. Peter Fisher, Bladen Edwards, 4 wide. This is not good.
Yeah, Bedford was off the pace, and he's going to make contact with Peter Fisher. Fisher's going to get hit by Colby Bryant, and he's going to get turtled here, and he's going to end up upside down sitting here in turn 3 and 4. He got clobbered right in the driver's door. That put that car upside down.
Unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be the end of Peter Fisher's night. Looks like just a bunch of cars coming together. Shane Bedford was off the pace. We're going to go back a little bit and see what happened there. Colby Bryant just unfortunately nowhere to go. Oops.
Well, Shane Bedford made a big save off of turn 2. He got very sideways, gathered that car up, and he was off the pace going into turn 3. They were already 3 wide, ended up 4 wide. There was just not enough room for that group of cars to head into turn 3, and Peter Fisher just kind of got the rough end of the deal there. Tried to come down the racetrack, clear Shane Bedford, and it just wasn't quite clear yet.
Yeah, you got a feel for Peter Fisher there. Last couple weeks have looked really good, and then unfortunately sometimes you just have bad luck, and that looks like what happened there. Unfortunately, I don't think that's really anyone's fault there, Jeff. Just kind of a racing deal where cars came together. Unfortunate things happen.
Yeah, we're letting the drivers know right now that just a racing deal, no penalties involved. Unfortunately for Peter Fisher, though, that's going to be the end of his night in the B-Main, going to end up 15th here.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't already at live stream land over there, hit that like button. We appreciate the support. We appreciate everyone tuning in. And if you haven't, hit that share button as well as we go double file. Jeff, we're about to get going here.
Yeah, double file. That's going to put Jonathan Dickerman on the outside. And we saw the outside work for Brett Suggs. We'll see if Dickerman is able to do the same. This track is going to be bottom dominant, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see something different tonight in iRacing. We're going to keep our eye on it and see how Dickerman does on the outside here. Green flag's going to wave for Brett Suggs, and And Dickerman looks like he might slot right in front of Rick Rube back into the second spot. Nice and safe there in the top 8. Rube going to take over third, and here comes Tad Douglas underneath Tom Dreiling.
Yeah, it looks like we had a couple cars spin out there. Joey Fernandez and Jonathan Sanford ran into a little bit of issues. Looking back up at that battle there between Tad Douglas, Tom Dreiling. Looks like the 78 of Aaron Johnson trying to make his way back up there too. Looking at that car, Jeff, that is two bright contrasting colors and pretty easy to spot as he tries to take the 5th position.
Yeah, that's a battle there for 5th for Tom Dreiling. Aaron Johnson going to take over 5th. Tom Dreiling going to try to slot back in front of Bladen Edwards. Edwards into the 7th spot. Cole Cabry in that 8th and final transfer spot, but he's got a lot of pressure. There's Kyle Martinson is right with them. So Cabry going to need to move forward, and he's doing so right now underneath Bladen Edwards. This battle for 7th, and they're going to bang fenders coming off turn 4.
That's a great thing about these composite bodies, Jeff. No worries about fender damage and cutting down tires as Bladen Edwards is going backwards. Kyle Martinson was looking underneath of there for that final transfer spot. Cole Cabry moves up to the 7th position, looking to pressure Tom Dreiling for 6th.
Looks like Martinson might have had some issues. He fell way off the pace. Now Shane Bedford is challenging him, and I don't know what happened there, but Martinson just lost a ton of time. Looked like he just wasn't up to speed all of a sudden. So that's going to put Bladen Edwards comfortably into the 8th position. That's that final transfer spot, and he's got nobody behind him now.
Yeah, you got to wonder if he's running into some issues.
Ooh,
maybe.
Bladen sideways off turn 2. He's going to go way up the racetrack. Here comes Martinson, takes back 8th, and now Bladen Edwards is well outside of the transfer spot.
Yeah, running there in the 11th position now. Shane Bedford getting past him here. That's another car he's going to have to end up passing. He has to pass 3 cars to make it back in, and looking at the gap here, he's got about 1.5 seconds to make it up until he's to Kyle Martinson as he gets back underneath Shane Bedford.
Yeah, that's a disaster moment there for Bladen Edwards. Came into the night 8th in the standings. He missed last week because he was running another big money race going on elsewhere on iRacing. So he's already kind of used a drop week to chase another event, and now he might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, we're looking up front here. Brett Suggs is out to a 1.3 second lead here with about 12 laps to go. Jonathan Dickerman running in 2nd. Right behind him, the ravishing one in that beautiful Pontiac, which you don't see that often anymore. Rick Rube running in 3rd. And it looks like we got a battle for 5th between Aaron Johnson and Cole Cabry.
Yeah, Cabry is really working the outside line, trying to find a way around Aaron Johnson, just try to zip around the outside, and it's kind of surprising to see it, but they're comfortably in this one. You might as well try some things, see what you're going to have in the feature event. If Cole's going to get to the front, he's going to have to pass a lot of cars tonight in this feature, so you got to figure out how to pass them and run where they're not.
That's a strong move once again on the outside by Cole Cabry. As he looks now, he puts his sights on Tad Douglas in the 117. Right there on Tad Douglas's bumper with about 9 laps to go, coming here to take 8. Once again, working the outside.
Aaron Johnson had some issues there, and Tom Dreiling jumped to the outside as well, tried to take a spot. Johnson back up to speed, so he's going to hold on to the 6th position for the time being. Cole Cabry was able to wrestle away that 5th spot. And looking further back, we still got Kyle Martinson in the 8th and final transfer spot, but Colby Bryant is there. Colby is right there to the back bumper of the 07, so this is not over. This battle for the final transfer spot heating up with about 5 to go when they cross the line.
Yeah, 5 to go here for Brett Suggs in the B-main. And once again, that the pressure is on for that transfer spot here. Colby Bryant putting right, closing in on Kyle. You notice Kyle's actually kind of, I don't know if he's battling a loose race car or whether he's having issues with his pedals or wheel at the moment, but not exactly running the typical line that you see around here.
Yeah, it seems like he's struggling to get that car to turn off the corner. Maybe, oh, and the caution's going to wave, so this is going to make things interesting. We called it the 09 of, oh, I saw Bladen Edwards off the racetrack as well.
All right, so sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try.
Yeah, it actually started with Bladen. Bladen spun down the front straightaway. Really had to try to take evasive action and ended up catching the barriers there in turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like Bladen just maybe got on that loud pedal just a little too hard and looped it around. Shane Bedford really had nowhere to go there. Just a little bit of contact, nothing. Ooh, and that's terrible right there for Sorry about that. Trying to do about 4 different things here. You see Blade just go for a loop here, and then you got Elliott coming around the corner. Can't really see him because the A-pillar in his car is gigantic and just gets into the tire barrier there. Hopefully, doesn't look like the damage is too bad on that car, but he's going to lose a ton of positions.
Yeah, he actually went into the pits too, so I think he's going to lose the lap. I think Elliott, he came into practice, came in to qualify with no practice tonight, joined in late, and just not the night he was looking for. I know he's been a little busy with real-life obligations and work stuff, so unfortunately for Elliott, just not the night he's looking for, but and we'll hopefully see him back next week, and maybe he'll get a little bit more practice next week and just qualify straight in, not have to run these B mains.
Yeah, Jeff, looking at the timer right now, if my timer is correct, we're only 8.5 minutes in, and we got 4 to go. So I don't think we're going to run into that time limit this week, and this has been a really impressive B. Talking about Cole Cabry earlier, working that outside, he's moved up 8 positions in this feature, or B, and he is currently running in the 5th position. And other than that, Colby Bryant's the second most car that's moved up to 9th, up 6 positions.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kyle Martinson probably did not want to see that caution because now he's going to start 8, that final transfer spot, but he's going to start on the outside. And we saw Colby, he was maybe a little quicker than Kyle, and now we're hearing it's actually going to be a single file restart. So maybe a break for Kyle Martinson there.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird why we're getting a single file restart here, but we'll see the pace car speed off here.
Brett Suggs going to take us back to Green Flag Racing, gets a nice jump on Jonathan Dickerman. We're going to follow this battle further back for that 8th and final transfer spot. And man, there's a lot of cars trying to go all over the racetrack further back, but Martinson still comfortably in 8th.
Yeah, we've got 3 laps to go here, Jeff. Brett Suggs still your leader, Dickerman in 2nd, and rounding out top 3 is Rick Rube. We got some pretty decent battle going on here for the transfer position.
Yeah, Martinson holding on to that final spot in that 0-7, but here is Colby Bryant in the 9. He is right there, too, to go this time. And Bryant trying to peek underneath the 07, just can't quite get there.
Coming out of turn number 4, white flag, 1 lap to go for Brett Suggs here in the B main.
Brett Suggs still comfortably out front of Jonathan Dickerman. Looks like he's well on his way to a B main win here tonight. We're going to follow this battle with Kyle Martinson and Colby Bryant as Brett Suggs comes across the line to win the B main. And it looks like Kyle Martinson's going to pick up that final transfer spot in 8th.
Yeah, just missing out is going to be Colby Bryant, Shane Bedford, Joseph Martinez, Bladen Edwards. That's a huge miss there for him. And I just lost the results. We're going to have that up here just real quick. Yeah, going home is Bladen Edwards, Jonathan Sanford, Elliott Carlson, and Peter Fisher rounding out the top 15.
Yeah, great race tonight. They're in the B main. Brett Suggs did a great job. These guys are going to have a 3-minute warm-up now, and this is our final chance to talk about our sponsor, Shock I-12 Racing, who Kent Hunley, who's been putting together our setups, and he has done a fantastic job. We've had some great racing this season, and every week he just puts together a great setup for us. Make sure you go and support him, like his Facebook page for us. You can find it on our Facebook page, or just search for Shock I-12 Racing. We would really appreciate it if you showed him some love and just gave him a like on Facebook. Let him know you found him because of ITZR. He has done great things for us and really helped us out a ton this season, putting together these pretty much really racy setups and still fast. That's the amazing part. They're fun to drive, they're fast, and you can actually race each other. They're not the really tight, burning up the right front fixed setups that iRacing generally produces.
Yeah, no, the setups have looked. I haven't had too much of a chance to race this season, Jeff, being behind the broadcast booth, but I know you and Bill hop into practice every now and again to take a few laps, and we've seen it all season. The setups have looked great. USA was, I think Jeff, we had like 80 plus green flag laps here, and passing all the way around that track. And if you saw Cole Cabry there in the B main, he was working the outside. So great job by him and Shock I-12 Racing, coming up with another amazing fixed setup, and excited to see what we can do in our future.
Yeah, the irony of what you just said there, we had a huge green flag run at USA. That was the one setup we heard the most complaints about. I mean, we had such a good race there, and then we heard from the drivers, they're like, the setup was a little too tight, you know. So it's funny how that works. The ones that are really loose and difficult to drive, and these guys end up causing cautions, they like that setup better than they do the tighter setup.
Yeah, and you know, that's the funny thing. It put on a great race for us watching in the broadcast booth, and had the most green flag laps so far this season. And you know, I'd love to see something like that again here at Irwindale. But you know, honestly, watching Cole there in that feature, or the B main, I think we might end up seeing the outside lane work. It's really weird to say that because we don't see it that often on iRacing, but he got it done, and we just saw a car. I don't know what happened there, but a car just crashed. It's the front straight wall. Irwindale Inter, it's a different beast. It's a different beast, Jeff.
Rebecca Weber's with us. She's cheering for Super Zach. Bill Tomer in the chat said, Eric, you got the tough job tonight. You're working the cameras and doing the announcing. Corey Bigley with us. He's cheering for all those SPM and Revelry racing drivers.
It's easy
we
for
got
you to
quite
say.
a few of them. Yeah, right? Easy.
That's why I just say double R.
So we are done with our warm-up, and we are going to start gridding for tonight's Shock I-12 Racing 125 here at the Irwindale Inner Racetrack. And like I said, last time we raced this track, we had 24 cars. We started 24. They had 2 cautions for 10 laps. So this track can produce some fantastic racing. We're going to see how they do tonight as these guys start to grid up.
Yeah, Jeff, we got the grid on the screen right here for you. And I'm looking forward to this one. I think we're going to see a good race. I think like I said earlier, I think we'll see some hurt feelings and some pent-up sheet metal. But Irwindale Inter, man, it's a 0.3 of a mile short track. And, you know, I think we're going to see some great side-by-side racing.
Well, these guys have begun gridding for tonight's feature event, 125 laps. It was a 6 invert, and when you look at that, man, this guy, we've seen him up front so much this season. He's going to start on the pole once again, the 13 of Thomas Axum, your points leader. He's won 3 straight. He's going to start on the pole. On the outside of him, the 23, that's CP23, Christian Peterson.
Inside row number 2 is going to be the number 75 of Landon Huff, and on his outside, the 33 of Hugo Paquet.
Alex McCollum was scheduled to start 5th, going to have a penalty and start at the rear of the field tonight. And on the outside of row number 3 will be the 91. That's Dylan Bates.
On the inside of the next row is going to be the 18 of Donald Clark, and on his outside, the one and only, the originator of the DP2 chassis, Daniel Pope II.
Del Mears will roll off 9th in the 112 car. On the outside of him will be the 67. That's Eric Tracy.
On the next row, it looks like, don't know why it's putting him way back there, but we got Jeremy Brooks. And then on his outside is going to be Mark Herzog.
Lucas Hanley in the 56 will start 13th tonight. On the outside of him, last season's Tuesday night champion, that's Caden Fisher in the 18.
Starting in 15th is Zach Rionen, Super Zach. And on his outside is Peyton Howell.
Starting 17th tonight, your B-main winner going to move on and start 17th. That's the 33 of Brett Suggs. On the outside of him, that's the 13 of Jonathan Dickerman.
Once again, it's that beautiful Pontiac driven by the one and only ravishing Rick Rue. On his outside, Cole Cabry.
Starting 21st tonight will be the 117 of Tad Douglas. On the outside of him will be the 78. That's Aaron Johnson.
Rounding out your field is going to be the 11 of Tom Dreiling, usually running in an out car, but isn't today. On his outside, Kyle Martinson.
There you have it, 24 starters. Remember, Alex McCollum, Jeremy Brooks, they're going to go the rear of the field due to some penalties from earlier in the season. But Thomas Axum, your points leader, on the pole for this 125 lapper. Looks like the pace car lights are out, Eric. I think we're going to go green next time by.
I'm ready, Jeff. I hope the fans at home are ready. Pace car is on the track for the final circuit. And once we get into turn number 4, you'll see it pull off as I think it engages into John Force mode.
Yeah, you said it is going to take off, and Axum is going to send us green. And he got a little sideways. Now CP23 going to battle back through the high side of 1 and 2. And can the 23 clear the 13 like we saw Brett Suggs do in the B main?
Side by side throughout the field. It looks like we got a little bit of 3-wide action there. Not sure what position that is, but still side by side for the lead. CP23 Christian Peterson on that outside of Thomas Axum. Here working on lap number 2. Will he be able to pull it off, Jeff? We saw the outside working pretty good. doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it as Landon Huffman is to his inside.
Yeah, CP23, he hung out there for a couple laps, but now that inside line, that dominant inside line taking over. Huffman going to try to get around the 23. I saw one guy move forward. That's Donald Clark. He jumped all the way up into the 6th position there on that start. He got a great start and jumps up there right behind his teammate Dylan Bates. Now CP23 trying to slot in front of Hugo. Not going to be able to do it. Hugo got the nose there just in time, and he's going to hang that 23 car on the outside for a few more laps.
Yeah, it looks like we got a little bit of cloud cover rolling over the track. Some really tight racing there between Hugo and Christian Peterson as they go down the back straight here. And we're going to see if this cloud cover is going to make any difference, Jeff. See if that outside starts to come in just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's definitely going to up the grip level as the caution flies on lap 5. Eric Tracy around in turn 4. That's the 67 car. Looks like he might have had some contact, maybe from Mark Herzog.
Just trying to see what happened there. It looks like Herzog maybe just gets in there a little bit harder than he was expecting. Gets into the back of Eric Tracy, and Tracy goes for a little bit of a loop. Nothing too bad, no contact. Yeah, just a very simple spin. He may have a little bit of left front fender damage. Not sure what that is from, but
yeah, I think that might have been from a previous incident. But it looks like a situation there. Mark was battling hard with Aaron Johnson for position, and he tried to pick up the throttle on the outside, carry some momentum, and Eric he hadn't quite picked up the throttle yet.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he's going to be going to the back of the field for causing that incident there, and a little early to break this one out, but something you and Bill like to say: see car, don't hit car.
Yeah, it's a situation there. You just got to be careful when you pick up the throttle. You got guys in front of you, and not to run them over. And we've seen it here on iRacing. The center of the corner, you get a guy in the center of the corner, and it's pretty much game over for them. Just one of those things with online racing. Their cars are just a little bit more sensitive than they would be in a real car, where you hit a bumper cover and you bend it a little bit. Here it's a very solid object, and it makes it very difficult for these guys to save it when they get hit on the throttle.
Yeah, unfortunately, until we get that brand new damage model like we have on our K&N car, it's almost like hitting a rectangle to a rectangle. There's no shape to it. When that happens, it just transfers all the energy from one car to the other, and unfortunately, a slight contact like that in real life, you'll see a car get loose, but in iRacing, you'll see the car just unfortunately spin out.
Yes, we are under caution here on lap 10. Thomas Axum, he's led every lap. Landon Huffman was able to get up to second there during that run. CP23, he fell back to the 4th spot, and we're going to go double file, and I think we're going to see the pace car lights go off this time. We're going to go back to green flag racing. And looking at the chat real quick, Parker's with us, cheering for Donald Clark. Lindsey Bates in the house, cheering for Dylan. Looks like Mark Creighton here, looking for Caden Fisher, and Eric Dickman cheering for Super Zach.
Yep, here we go, Jeff. We are side by side. Pace lights are off. Landon Huffman on the outside. Thomas Axum here. We'll see if Axum can get another great restart.
Axum is going to take off, and it looks like CP23 did not get a great restart. So Hugo Paquette going to try to challenge Landon Huffman for second. Dylan Bates going to try to get around Christian Peterson. Kind of chased him up the racetrack there off turn 2.
That's a great thing about our camera angles here, Jeff. We are sitting at the top of the grandstands. We're sitting that wide angle, watching this battle for second here as Hugo Paquette takes over second from Landon Huffman. Dylan Bates looking to the inside of Huffman.
And caution is out. It looks like Cole Cabry and Alex McCollum in turn 1.
Gonna have to see what happened here.
And it looks like it started with Caden Fisher. Caden tried to get down the racetrack in front of Kyle Martinson, and it looks like maybe the 13 or the 18 was not clear there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go back, and I kind of missed that one there just a little bit, so we're gonna have to go back and check this one out.
I think Caden, he saw a gap, and it was there for a split second. And then by the time he got to turn 1, got on the brakes, it was not there anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately for Caden, I would have never, if I was a spotter in real life, I would have been looking. Like at that point, he never, unfortunately, had a spot to go down, and we see McCollum get caught up in that, just a little bit of damage. Del Mears gets a little bit of damage from that as well with Cabry. Just unfortunately, no room there to really go down, and Martinson doing nothing wrong, in my opinion. And just Caden just trying to get to the bottom, and the bottom's going to be the fastest way here. You know, and unfortunately, we're going to see stuff like that happen.
Yeah, it is a battle to get to the inside line. We saw that last week with Stafford too, guys. Getting really aggressive on these restarts. When you got to start on the outside, you have to find a gap and get back to the inside as quick as possible. And right there, Caden maybe just forced the issue a little bit. And he's new to iRacing, one of those guys moving up from the Challenger Series last season. Your champion on Tuesday nights last season. Just new to the late model shootout series. He's trying to figure it out, see what guys will give him. And unfortunately there, Kyle Martin, he was entitled to that spot. He was entitled to run his line, and he did not cut Caden any breaks. And unfortunately for the 18, he gets the OL for causing that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm informed just a little bit here. Once the tires start getting a little bit more worn out, and we won't have to fight quite as hard for that bottom. But I think I definitely don't think that's going to be the last time we see that tonight.
Yeah, I think we're going to just see guys fighting more aggressively to get to the bottom on these restarts. The deeper and deeper we get into this race right now, if you get shuffled back a couple spots, you still got 100 laps to get back to your spot. But right later in this race, it's going to be very, very important on these double file restarts to get back in line. And here we go. We're going to go back to green. Thomas Axon, Hugo Paquette on the front row. Landon Huffman back into the third spot once again. He's got Dylan Bates on the outside, and look at Axon. He is gone in the turn one.
Yeah, great restart there. Caught Hugo and Landon off guard there just a little bit. Looks like a couple of guys spun their tires. Christian Peterson has fallen back to 5th here. Lucas Hanley, though, battling for 6th position here, up 7 spots from the start race with Don Clark on his outside. Yeah,
Hanley is on the move, and he got Don Clark up the racetrack. CP23 able to get around Dylan Bates. Bates going to slot back into the 5th spot. And now it's Hanley and Clark battling hard. Here comes Daniel Pope. Pope and Clark, their teammates in those pink cars, they're battling hard. And this is about the 7th and 8th position. And Clark is kind of in the no man's land, going backwards right now.
Speaking of going backwards, looking to his inside, up 8 positions from where he started. Our B-main winner, Brett Suggs, looking to make his way into the top 10. Working 8th.
Hanley.
A little bit of contact.
Hanley up the racetrack. He even got some contact with Daniel Pope. Shot him way up the racetrack. He loses 3-4 spots. He is starting to fade on the outside now. Just got shuffled out of line and just kind of fell through the field.
Yeah, look at this. Right now battling for a top 10 spot. Kyle Martinson up 14 positions. Almost didn't transfer in. The last car to transfer in from our B main there. Up running in the 10th position.
Yeah, there is a lot of battling going on further back in the field. They are 3 wide with Alex McCollum and Mark Herzog. Alex makes it work. He was able to sneak by Herzog and Dickerman, move Alex up a few spots. I think he's up to about the 17th, 16th position now.
Working for 15th there underneath Rick Rube. Look at the front end of Cole K. Oh, we're 3 wide here between Cabry. Looks like Cabry, Herzog, and oh man, I'm missing it here. Apologize, Dickerman. Look at the front end of Cabry's car. That thing is smashed in. He's been using that bumper, and what great racing we're seeing all the way around, Jeff.
Yeah, the front of the field, they've gotten themselves single file. Axum and Huffman, CP23 up to the 3rd spot. Hugo Paquette 4th, Dylan Bates 5th. They are all running single file. Daniel Pope has moved up into 6th, and they got a train going, but the action is hot back in the further back in the field. Looks like Caden Fisher, Lucas Hanley, they're battling hard for the 15th position right now.
Yeah, just sitting here, 15th position. Caden Fisher getting underneath of them, right on the bumper of Herzog. Side by side ahead of them is, looks like Aaron Johnson. Oh, where did that go? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Aaron Johnson in the
10th
Aaron Johnson in the 78 and Mark Herzog in the 57. They are battling now for the 14th spot. Alex McCollum was able to get around Aaron Johnson. That shuffled Johnson up the racetrack and now put him in a bad spot. And now Alex is trying to get around Super Zach Onan in the 08. And this is the battle for 12th. McCollum is just on the run right now through the field. He is just kind of shuffling guys out of line and just breeding cars with them like Eric Tracy.
Yeah, McCollum already up to 11. Started the 24 shotgun on the field. That's impressive. We're only working lap 32. Still a little less than 100 laps to go here as Thomas Axon still your leader over Landon Huffman, Christian Peterson, Hugo Paquette, Dylan Bates rounding out your top 5.
Alex really showing just why he's considered one of the best on iRacing. And the caution is going to wave here on lap 32. Looks like maybe Mark Herzog was around there in turn 3 and 4. We're going to try to get a look at what happened. And
Looking at it
I think
right
there
now.
might have been contact with Caden Fisher.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be number 2 on Caden there. Just tried to dive bomb in there and did not have position on entry. Herzog started turning back down. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be number 2 on Caden there.
Yeah, just see, you know, I can kind of see where Caden thought there might be a little bit of an opening. It was just a little too late on the entry of the corner. He definitely scored out 57 to right in the left rear quarter panel. Nothing Mark can do at that point. He's just along for the ride. Actually might have collected Aaron Johnson a bit. I think he got a little damage in that one as well.
Yeah, Aaron Johnson definitely did get some damage there. Doesn't look like it's too bad. And the good thing is, though, Jeff, about this track is it's short enough to where damage is not going to really affect the car all that much. It still will, assuming he doesn't bend anything in the suspension, but it's not one of our most aerodynamic tracks.
Yeah, if you're going to get damaged, this is the place to do it. This in like South Boston, you know, you saw a lot of torn up cars still run very well late into the race. This is the kind of track where you can get away with a little bit of damage, but definitely don't want to see it for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's another incident for Caden Fisher, second one of the evening. That puts him back to the 24th position last. Everyone is still on the lead lap at this point. We're working lap number 36 here under caution. Thomas Axon's still your leader.
Yeah, and all these cautions, you know, we've been getting about, what, 10, 15 lap runs. And these cautions are kind of helping Thomas right now. He doesn't have to deal with lap traffic. Just about the point we'd start hitting lap traffic, a caution comes. So good news for him. He's been able to see clear racetrack this entire way. And looks like Del Mears maybe pit for some damage, and he ended up losing a lap. So Del Mears is going to be in a lucky dog spot when we go back to green.
Yeah, not exactly a bad position to be in. He would be the only car a lap down, so it looks like we're getting ready to go double fire hill for our restart. And fast lap of the race so far, Jeff. It looks like that belongs to Dylan Bates, 14:09.
Yeah, Bates running in that 5th position. He gained some spots really early on, got shuffled out on that last restart. But here we go again. Thomas Axum, Landon Huffman back to the outside this time in 2nd, CP23 in 3rd. Got Hugo Paquette back there in 4th. And Thomas Axum takes his green once again, and he's going to be clear. Huffman, I think, is going to get right into the 2nd spot. Now it's a battle for 3rd.
Side by side for 3rd between Christian Peterson and Hugo Paquette. Looks like Dylan Bates is trying to get his nose underneath there too. Maybe he can get underneath Hugo and move back up. Hugo is stuck on that outside. Unfortunately, outside not coming in just yet. Behind them, side by side, is Brett Suggs and Daniel Pope.
Yeah, our B-main winner just moved up into the 6th position. Brett Suggs is on the roll right now. He started 17th in this field. Now he's going to try to get around Hugo Paquette, take over 5th. Brett Suggs is flying through the field.
Suggs, our B-main winner, already up to the 5th position. Now has his sights. Ooh, we got a car off pace.
Hal just spun.
All right, we're going to have to go back and take a look at that one.
Looks like contact with Donald Clark sent the 18 and the 52 off the racetrack. No caution, because they ended up way off the racetrack.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where it looks like there's just contact and it kind of just bumper hooked them off the track. Fortunately for them, now they're a lap down. But meanwhile, out front, it's single file for the first 7 positions. Daniel Pope passing Kyle Mutler. Sorry, it looks like a lap car there. It's Donald Clark.
Thomas Axum, your leader, he is stretching it out right now. About 0.4 of a second over Landon Huffman. Christian Peterson in the 3rd spot. Dylan Bates 4th. Brett Suggs, your B-main winner, up to the 5th spot. Hugo Paquette 6th. Daniel Pope in 7th. And then the battling starts. You got Alex McCollum trying to take a spot away from Kyle Martinson. This is the battle for 8th on the racetrack.
Yeah, and a couple positions back is a battle between looks like Zach Onan and Aaron Johnson side by side for 12th here. Looks like Zach's on the inside of Aaron, but can he make it? Can he pull it off?
Aaron trying to hold up Zach on the outside line, and they've been side by side for quite a while. Colt Avery was able to clear Kyle Martinson in the process as well. So moved Avery up into the 9th spot. Martinson back to 10th. He's got Eric Tracy behind him. Then this battle you're watching right now between Zach Onan and Aaron Johnson, and neither one giving an inch.
Great side-by-side racing here, Jeff. This is kind of what I expected to see. The top starting to come in, as the tires start to wear for the guys on the bottom. They can't quite aggressively get on the throttle. Looks like Onan might be able to pull it off here. Yeah, he does. Great job by Zach Onan to take that 12th position for Brad Johnson. Looks like we are coming up on some lap traffic, though, for Thomas Axum. Looks like that's going to be the Lucas Hanley car as he goes up high to give them a little bit of room.
Hugo Kett and Brett Suggs battling hard. We heard Suggs might have got a little bit of a cutting course penalty there. We told the drivers we weren't going to be clearing them. I didn't see it happen live, so it's hard to judge. We only get a couple laps before the driver really has to serve it. Ended up losing 2 spots there. Unfortunate situation there for Brett Suggs, but still plenty of time to fight his way back in this field. 52 laps. He just fell back into the 7th position behind Hugo Piquet.
Looks like we're going to have a pretty good battle here between Alex McCollum and Cole Caber. Caber looking underneath McCollum for that 8th position as they go past the lap car.
Yeah, Cabria underneath McCollum takes that spot away. McCollum's going to try to battle back on the inside, and these two are going at it. This is the battle for 8th position. Cabri up the racetrack, so now McCollum has the inside line back.
Yeah, Cabri got loose on the entry of the corner there, trying to cut back underneath McCollum. McCollum kind of just doesn't get back into the gas as quick as Cabri thought he would have, and Cabri falls back to the 9th position.
Some hard racing between 2 very talented sim racers. And now looking back up front, Thomas Axum, he stretched his lead to over half a second. It's 6/10 now over Landon Uffman. And man, this is just a story we've been seeing over and over. Thomas Axum leading the race, and he's walking away.
Yeah, Thomas Axum, that time by, he was over half a tenth quicker than Landon Uffman. We're going to see him pull out about another 0.2 of a second. They're about up to 3/4 of a second lead for Thomas Axum.
Further back, Donald Clark is getting around Jeremy Brooks. Now Caden Fisher trying to get around Brooks as well. Remember, Caden, he's got to be super careful. He's he already has 2 cautions. If he gets another one, he'd be done for the night. So Caden Fisher got to be really careful, but he's back up to the 16th position.
Yeah, Caden honestly has a bunch of talent, still super raw, but getting that experience. If you guys haven't seen him, look him up on YouTube. He's turning heads in his real-life race car, too. I think you'll see that name one day on Sundays if he gets the right brakes. But right now working up to the 15th position there, trying to get up to Rick Root.
Battling going on further back in the field. We saw Mark Herzog and Tad Douglas. They got around Jonathan Dickerman. And Thomas Axum is going to start seeing the back of the field pretty soon here. Dell Mears, the last car in the lead lap, or actually Dell is 1 lap down, currently running 24th. He's battling with Lucas Hanley right now for the 23rd spot.
A little bit of contact there, and you can see Dell get back into it, but the 13 car ahead of him, they're making a little bit more contact. Oh.
And Hanley's going to go around, and I think that's going to bring out the caution there.
Caution is out. And the thing is about that one, Jeff, is no one is going to get the lucky dog there. Actually, I think it actually might be Donald Clark is going to be your lucky dog. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think they had Donald Clark was the lucky dog there.
I'll watch this one again. You saw some contact through 3 and 4 there. And then a bit of a door slam there, and it just sends Lucas Hanley sideways up into the outside wall. We'll watch it from our blimp camera. And we go back to saying, unfortunately, the thing is about sim racing, even light contact like that, something you would see in real life where it necessarily won't launch a car like that in real life. It happens that way in the sim. So, unfortunately, it was side-by-side contact causing an accident there.
Just kind of a racing deal there. I think Lucas was trying to turn down on the track, or turn down into the corner, and Dell was a little bit up the racetrack. And they just kind of met in the middle. I don't think either of them really did anything wrong. They just kind of both going for the same spot on the racetrack while they were side by side.
Yeah, they had made contact there in the previous, and you could tell the cars were still a little bit not underneath of them at that point. And then I agree with that call that it is more of a racing incident. I don't think anything malicious was there or any ill intents. But unfortunately, one day I hope, Jeff, we can see contact like that that doesn't send the other car flying. But for now, unfortunately, that's how it is. We get to halfway.
Yeah, so Donald Clark going to pick up that lucky dog. He'll be back on the lead lap. That's going to leave us 21 cars on the lead lap, so put Clark back in the 21st position. We'll still have Mark Herzog, Del Mears, and Lucas Handley 1 lap down.
Looks like we're starting to get side by side here. I think we might be 2 to go or 1 to go here, depending on when we cross the line. Pace car lights are out, Jeff. We are about ready to get back under green flag racing here.
So we were going to go back to green at lap 68. We're past the halfway point now, so things are going to start getting a little bit more aggressive. We had a nice green flag run there. Everybody in this top 5 had been very kind. They got single file and kind of rode for a little bit, but I think we're going to start seeing him get a little more aggressive here. Axum going to take us back green. Huffman trying to time this start, and I think he might get back into second pretty easy here.
Yeah, we're going to see him fight for bottom, but Dylan Bates sticks the nose in there to make contact and goes. Oh, Huffman goes around, drives it back down in front of the field.
Yeah, that's going to collect CP23 as well. He went around. It looks like Jonathan Diggerman got turned around as well, so we're going to have to take a look at this one. We're going to have to dissect this one and see what the heck happened here.
We're going to go into our blimp camera in super slow-mo. It looks like Dylan Bates is trying to get underneath of him there. Kind of just drives it down in there really, really hard underneath the the yellow line there. No yellow line rule as far as I know here on iRacing, and it looks like the 75 starts to kind of turn down. The 91 is going up the track just ever so slightly there. We'll have to see if we can get a closer look.
Yeah, no, looking at the replay, it almost looks like the contact with the 75 that got him out of shape came from behind. There was a little contact from Christian Peterson in the middle of the corner. That kind of turned the 75 down the track.
Yeah, it looks like Peterson does get in the back of the 75, and then all of a sudden, like after that contact, you see the rear end of the 75 just lift off the ground. Not sure what exactly there. Yeah, that the contact that gets Huffman loose, it definitely comes from the 23. We're going to go on board with Christian Peterson here. Yeah, and then you can see it there, and it's just one of the things that we talk about, just things that don't happen in real life versus sim racing. You see the contact from Peterson, but then you'll see the infamous net code. There's about a foot of distance between the fenders of the 91 and the 75, and it causes Huffman's rear end to lift up. Unfortunately, for that, I think other than the net code, they're probably going to get away with it. But CP23 does get into the back of the car ahead of them, and it I don't think that helped anything, to be honest with you. Pace lights are out, Jeff. Looks like we're going back green flag racing.
Pace car is going off the racetrack. We are going back green flag racing. Single file restart. We did not complete a lap, so Axum going to get back to the lead here.
And you can see right here on our flyby cameras just how much of the field is around the track on these single file restarts. I wouldn't be surprised if Axum can almost see the tail end of the lead lap as it comes off the course.
Yeah, and it's really tight racing throughout the field. These guys battling hard. I see Kyle Martinson and Tad Douglas. They're going at it. Looks like Tom Dreiling and trying to get around Peyton Howell. So Howell and Dreiling battling hard. And it looks like Peyton's going to get that spot back, and that'll be the 12th position.
Yeah, once again, we're back here looking at Kyle Martinson, Tad Douglas, Donald Clark battling here for 14th, 15th, and 16th. It has settled out. Kyle Martinson back into 14th. Donald Clark 15th after getting his lap back. Tad Douglas in 16th there.
Axum, your leader, Dylan Bates, in the second spot, but Axum's starting to put some distance on him, almost half a second now over the 91. You got Hugo Paquette in third. Brett Suggs, your B-main winner, is up to the 4th position. He is trying to move forward, trying to get that 33 out of his way. And that's a pair of 33s battling for 4th, or 3rd rather.
The 33 and the 33 machine going after it here. Suggs is quick. I think if you can get around both Suggs and, Paquette and Bates, he may have something for Axum. Axum right now, that last time by was actually 200 slower than your second place car, Dylan Bates.
Bates trying to rally here and try to chase down that 13. Looks like he's trying some different lines. Definitely a little different than everybody else is running. Driving in a little bit deeper, that car washing out a little bit more, but seems to be working for him right now.
Yeah, that last time by, doing that, he actually lost about 500s. So we'll see if he can find something. But hopefully get some good green flag racing here, just because I think if we let this thing sort out, we'll get some really good racing.
Landon Huffman trying to get his way back to the field and just was running second there when he got turned around. He's trying to get around Jeremy Brooks. Now this is a battle for 17th on the racetrack. And Huffman, I'm sure he's really frustrated right now. Nothing of his doing there. He just got turned around and just a rough break for the 75 to have that happen so late in the race when he's been top 5 all night long.
Yeah, definitely hate to see that for Huffman. Running a really clean race. Trying to work his way back up. You see some pretty heavy damage on the front end of that car. Right behind him is Caden Fisher. Caden Fisher moving on up with him too. 17 and 18.
See Donald Clark and Peyton Howell battling hard for the 12th position, 13th position. And Donald Clark trying to take that away from Howell. He got the inside line. And Howell, we've seen him on the outside a lot tonight. He keeps getting shuffled out there, but he makes it work. He's pretty strong on the outside line. He is going to lose that spot right now to Donald Clark, trying to slot back behind him. So Donald Clark up to 13th, Peyton Howell back to 14th.
Yeah, we're going to try to show you guys something here on our television broadcast. Check out the lap times below between Axum and Bates, and you get to see how much each lap Dylan Bates is losing to Thomas Axum. Here as it refreshes. That last time by, he was 3,900 slower than Axum. Well, I think Hugo, if Hugo can get around Bates here, we'll see if he has something. But the 33 Suggs right on Hugo's bumper as well. We got some really good racing, Jeff, here in the top 4.
Yeah, I think Dylan Bates, I don't think his car has much left in it at this point. He is starting to lose contact with the 13 of Thomas Axum, and Hugo Paquette is really starting to put the pressure on him. But Hugo's got to be careful as well, because if he doesn't make this work and loses any momentum at all, Brett Suggs is there as well, trying to take away that 3rd spot.
We just saw Suggs. He gives him another shot there in the middle of the corner. Hugo has to do something here. He has to do something to get around Dylan, because if he doesn't, Suggs is going to keep hitting them, and that's something that you don't want, because if you get loose and you burn up your right rear tire, and that's not good in the long run.
Watching further back, Cole Cabrey has moved up and caught the 16 of Daniel Pope. So there's a battle for 5th back there. Cabrey, remember, he was starting deep in this field, came out of the B main tonight. He's worked his way up into the 5th spot. And now Suggs took a look over there again, coming off turn 2, wasn't able to get there by turn 3. And I think Dylan Bates really holding up the 33 cars right now. Yeah, right now, that last time by, Dylan Bates was 800ths of a second slower than your leader, Thomas Axum. Bates gets a little bit wide. Hugo looking underneath him. Can Hugo pull off the pass for second? It looks like Hugo's got the position now on the inside line. This is probably bad news for Bates. I think he's going to lose 2 spots here. Unless something dramatic happens, but Suggs is also there. Looks like Suggs maybe didn't get off the corner. If Bates would have saw it in his mirror, maybe he could have pulled back in line. I think it's going to be too late now, though. Yeah, 29 laps to go here, working lap number 97, 125. Looks like Suggs is going to try and get under. Looks like we got a couple cars off pace here. Yellow's out. Yeah, Del Mears and I think Lucas Hanley. We saw these two get into it earlier. They were both a lap down, and they're battling for that 23rd spot on the racetrack. And unfortunately, once again, they are playing bumper cars, and it did not work out in either one of their favors. Del Mears crashed Hanley going down into turn 1, and then Hanley returned the favor coming out 2.
honestly never had position all that well, then they get, I don't know what's going on there. They get kind of hooked up, spin back up the track hop too. Kind of looking at it here in the super slow-mo from the blimp camera. Mears doesn't really have position there, kind of dives it off. And then I think he tries to really just get in behind Hanley there and just unfortunately slides up into him just a little bit. And you see just in front of your leader there, that has to, Dylan Bates almost got some damage from that too. That was close for him. Alex McCollum looks like he's getting a lap back here. He's currently 4 laps down, so not exactly sure what happened there.
Yeah, we missed that situation there. Alex, he had been running in the top 10, so not sure what happened there to drop him 4 laps down. But Alex has had a rough season. I mean, him not being in the top 20 in points has got to be the biggest surprise of this season. Just a weird season for Alex. Just no race has gone well for him.
Yeah, if you would have told me McCollum would be that far back in points, I would have said you're funny, or you're just a terrible comedian. But to see him that far back in points, having the season he's having, it's shocking. You know, we'll see if he can turn it around. We still got half the season to go. I don't think we're talking points champion here, but we can see if he can try and get back into that top 10.
So I think we're going to get the pace lights out this time. It's going to be Axum and Hugo Paquette on that front row. Dylan Bates into the 3rd spot. Brett Suggs in 4th. You got Pope. You got Cavery back there in that 3rd row. Aaron Johnson up to the 7th position. He's having a nice quiet night, and he's moving that 78 car forward. Eric Tracy in 8th. Super Zach Onan in 9th. And look at that. Rick Rube in the 10th position. The Ravishing One having a great run tonight. Axum's going to take us back. Green Flag Racing.
Green Flag Racing, Jeff, here. 23 laps to go at Irwindale. Thomas Axum still your leader. Hugo Paquette with a great restart gets back down to the inside. Brett Suggs trying to battle hard on the outside of Dylan Bates there for that 3rd position. Cannot get back down. Bates sends it off down in 3 and 4. Can he pull it off?
When we saw Suggs do that in the B main, he powered around Jonathan Dickerman on the outside. He's been great on the restarts, and now there's contact. Suggs is going to lose a spot, and now he's going to lose a few spots. Cavery gets by, Pope gets by. In the 33 car, he was looking like he's going to take 3rd, and now he's going to fall deep into the field. I think he's back, going to be scored 7th that time by, and he's still stuck on the outside line.
Still battling Aaron Johnson on the outside for that 6th position. Goes from 3rd to 7th. Gets back down, trying to look back underneath Aaron Johnson here. What a great move by the 33. See if he can pull it off here. Aaron Johnson driving him tight, doing everything he can to hold off that position as they get a little bit sideways off 2.
Yeah, Suggs has got it now. They're going to be a little bit of a shove coming off turn 4 as the 33 now powers around the 78. Move him back.
Kyle Martinson's
we got
around.
trouble.
Kyle Martinson's around. I believe that is what brought out Donald Clark is wrecked as well. I'm not sure what happened there.
And I think it's started with Kyle Martinson.
Yeah, Martinson kind of threw a pretty late block there on Huffman. Huffman trying to work his way back up through the field. We'll go back to the, we'll just call it the Safe Auto Insurance blimp this week. And it looks like Martinson kind of threw a late block, and Huffman was like, yeah, I'm not having any of that, bud, and sent Martinson around down into 1. Unfortunately, that caught Christian Peterson along with Donald Clark. Donald Clark just having a bad night. Was running pretty good there underneath Rick.
Yeah, we need to get a couple good looks at this one to kind of make a call on it.
Honestly, I think that as much as I would hate to pin that on Huffman, you just cannot drive through a guy even if they block you on the front straight there. Martinson threw a block, but Huffman wasn't there. And then Martinson had about, well, that wasn't what I was trying to do there. I apologize. Trying to do about 4 different things. I got 3 different screens here with 3 different programs running. It just looked like Huffman kind of just drove it off in there and sent Martinson around. And it's one of those block you pay time deals. Try and get another look at that. I apologize for some of the replay issues we're having.
Yeah, we're kind of looking at the replay here to kind of get an idea what happened there. It's a tough one for Huffman because he did have position on the inside, and you know Martinson, he was trying to shut the door. I just have a hard time kind of blaming the 75 there. He's just trying to maintain that inside position.
Yeah, there's a point where I think we'll just call this one a racing deal. You know, I think Huffman does send him off into one, but there was a little bit of a block there as well. So. All right, pace lights are out, Jeff. We are back side by side here, going back. We'll have 13 to go once we go back green flag racing.
So pace car is going to take us green flag racing. Thomas Axum, Hugo Paquette on the front row here for this restart. Axum gets to control this one, and Hugo got a great restart. He timed that one perfect.
Great job by Hugo there. A little bit of a shot from Pope. Stacks up that outside lane. See it happening there on the blimp.
I think Hugo might actually make contact with a 13. That really kind of slowed his momentum in the center of the corner.
Yeah, and then that allows Dylan Bates to get back to second. Hugo Paquette trying to work his way back up in the third position on the outside of Cole Cabry there. Cole Cabry trying to get by Hugo for third.
Yeah, here comes Cabry up the inside of the 33. And now Cabry, remember, he came from the B main. He started 20th tonight. And now he's trying to take away the third spot from Hugo Paquette. Dylan Bates back up to second. Daniel Pope battling hard there in fifth. He's going to be there if the 33 isn't able to get in line. And sure enough, here comes Pope up the inside.
What a great job by Cabry getting up through this field. Takes over that third position. Daniel Pope gets to the inside of Hugo Paquette. Once again, Cabry is up 17 positions. So far, your hard charger on the night. Side by side for the fourth position between Daniel Pope and Hugo Paquette. Brett Suggs and Aaron Johnson right behind them, side by side for 6th and 7th. Behind them, side by side for 8th and 9th and 10th and 11th. So great racing all the way around.
They are just double filed throughout the field at this point, all the way through the top 10, about the top, 13 cars just stacked up double file. Christian Peterson trying to get around Zach Onan. I think he's going to clear him. Landon Huffman able to take advantage as well. So Huffman back on the move. This battle between Aaron Johnson and Brett Suggs for 7th just will not end.
Yeah, side by side, Jeff. We're working 6 to go as they cross the line here for Thomas Axum. Looks like Aaron Johnson tries to clear him, but he's not. Suggs. Oh, we're under caution again. Not sure what for here.
Yeah, we got to see what might have brought out the caution here. Looks like maybe Peyton Howell and Eric Tracy got together. And Howell did not spin, but he was so sideways, it actually triggered a caution there.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Just another one of those deals where, what an amazing save by Peyton Howell. Eric Tracy was doing a great job. He was there, and then it looks like Howell just kind of turns down with a little better shot here from the blimp. It looks like Tracy is definitely there down the straightaway. And Howell tries to turn down just a little bit. They make a little bit of contact. Howell turns back down, and it isn't cleared. And Tracy did have position on him. But great job by Peyton Howell there to not spin out. That was an amazing save there by the 52 car.
Yeah, he held on to that one. Definitely just a tight racing situation there. I can definitely see where Howell might have heard clear there down the straightaway at a point, and Tracy really never diverted from his line there on the inside. And I think this is another one where it's just two guys side by side going for the same spot.
Yeah, I definitely think that right there is a definition of in my opinion, a racing incident. That was just hard racing. I think Tracy was definitely there the whole straightaway, especially off 2. Got an amazing run off of 2, and it looks like Howell was just trying to kind of pinch him down just to kill the momentum just a little bit, and unfortunately just misjudged how much room was there. And like I said, one hell of a save by him. That could be a candidate right there for save of the season, which I don't think is an award, but it should be. As we're one to go here, Jeff. Green, white, checkered time. Do you think, Jeff, we get this done in one green, white, checkered?
Oh, man, I don't know. We'll have 3 attempts if we need it. This could be pretty wild. Thomas Axum, Dylan Bates on the front row. But watch that 71. Cole Cabrey has clawed his way from 20th to be here on this green, white checkered in third. And Axum gets a great restart. Bates going to slot back into second. Now Suggs on the inside of Hugo Paquette further back. We'll keep watching this battle for the lead. Dylan Bates trying to get to Thomas Axum. Axum looks like he has got a really good, strong race car still late.
I cannot believe that we made it through that lap. We are white flag. Axum down the backstretch for the final time. Dylan Bates, can he get there? Doesn't look like it. Coming off turn 4, Thomas Axum wins the Shock I-12, 125 at Irwindale.
That is 4 in a row for Thomas Axum. Unbelievable season he is having.
We got the big one.
In the late model shootout series, and yeah, trouble going into turn 1. Looks like a lot of cars just did not make turn 1.
It's one of those deals like we're just going to send it and see what happens as Axum takes home another win here on the season in that 13 car. Great dominating.
Dylan Bates going to come home. Dylan Bates going to come home second. Everybody's saying, can we stop inverting that guy to the pole? But Thomas Axum, I mean, he is just, he's hit it right every single week, and he's been strong every single week.
That's an amazing job by him. Once again, another dominating performance, hitting that invert just right. I believe he led every single lap tonight, Jeff.
Yeah, that's second time we've seen that happen where Thomas leads every single lap after starting the pole. But last week he got the invert. Last week he was started 8th because he was quick time, and he still won last week. So what can we do? I mean, Thomas Axum is he's having an incredible season. Dylan Bates second, Cole Cabrey third tonight, Daniel Pope fourth, Brett Suggs going to come up with a 5th spot, Hugo Paquette 6th, Landon Huffman 7th, Christian Peterson 8th, Eric Tracy 9th, Peyton Howell going to come home with a 10th place finish.
All right, we're going to pull those feature results back up here if I can get my overlays to work. Sorry about that. Don't know what is going on here. Unfortunately I've lost my grid here, Jeff. So. There we go.
That's all right. Aaron Johnson 11th, Zachary Oden 12th, Tom Dreiling 13th, Jonathan Degran 14th, Jeremy Brooks 15th, Caden Fisher, Mark Herzog, Donald Clark, Tad Douglas, and Rick Rube, your top 20 tonight. Kyle Martinson going to come home 21st, Dell Mears 22nd, Lucas Hanley 23rd, and Alex McCollum, another disappointing finish for Alex, going to come home 24th tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, the season just does not get better. It gets worse. Saw a little bit of issue there. He started in the rear due to a penalty he had from a previous race. He worked his way up towards the front and ran into some issues again. Not exactly sure what happened there. We'll have to go back and update the fans this week about it. But, like I said earlier, it's not can he win the points championship, Jeff. It's can he even get a top 10 at this point.
Who?
Yeah, it's been a rough one for Alex McCollum, but remember, tomorrow night we are going to do this again. Tuesday night, it will be the ITZR County Road Custom Millwork Late Model Challenger Series in action, and they're going to do battle here on this same racetrack. Remember, we have about 40 drivers a night competing in our Challenger Series. It is going to be a wild one. Qualifying going to be super important. You're not going to want to miss that one. We'll be live at 9 Eastern, the same time as usual. Remember, tomorrow night, another Shock I-12 Racing 125 from the Irwindale Inner Speedway. Thank you to everybody that's hung out with us all night long on Facebook. It's been a ton of fun, and we will see you tomorrow night.